I want to just quickly respond to School Board Member Freedman's presentation that she just made. Because if you look at the proposal that she handed out, you're going to find very quickly that all of these numbers are incorrect, and I'm going to explain very simply why they're incorrect. The first thing is, when the school board of Broward County, and we're in compliance with all Broward County school rules in Parkland with regard to the number of seats and the number of students we have. When the school board of Broward County asks a city to give them proposed COs in the future, we give them a tentative number originally, and then we come back and we reevaluate and give numbers based on actual numbers. So for example, in 2012, 2013, we gave the school board the tentative number of 495 COs. It only came in at approximately 89 or 90 COs. This year that we're presently in right now, we also gave the school board a number of approximately 495 COs. We have 88 COs in to date, with a possibility of maybe another 150 before the end of the year. The point of that is we always overestimate these numbers. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jordana, for your extra 2 minutes. We always overestimate these numbers, and then we come back later and we reevaluate how the numbers are trending through. If you look at Ms. Freedman's numbers here and you look at December 2014, she has a number 617. If you look at 2015, she has a number 750. I can tell you as a matter of fact, those numbers are impossible. In the city of Parkland, in our history, we have never issued more than 495 building COs in 1 year. And when we did issue those COs, we had a staff of 30 people in our building department at the time, and now we have a staff of 7. These numbers are fantasy, and they will never happen. The second thing that I want to mention, if you go to the second page of Ms. Freedman's proposal, the dedication of the land that was given to the school board was given as correctly a credit for impact fees. The 2 projects that we're talking about in the Wedge facility will pay an estimate of $14 million in impact fees. $6 million of that is in land, and the rest of it is in hard dollars. So what do they do with those dollars of impact fees? They use them to build new student stations. At least that's what they're supposed to by law. In the zone where we're sitting right now, we're in Zone 1. We have the highest amount of impact dollars sitting in the bank. We have $5.1 million in impact fees sitting in the bank in Broward County, waiting to be used for student stations in the future. We went to the school board staff and we said to them, this land that we gave in exchange for building impact fees, if you don't want it because you have no money to build anything, give us the land back. We'll write a check for the impact fees, and you can use this money anywhere you want, to which we were told, we want the land because we see a school coming in Parkland in the future. That's what we've planned for, and that's why we had the land set aside. What we've done in the city of Parkland, in an effort to bridge that gap, is we've said to the development community, even though you've satisfied everything you're supposed to satisfy by law, we're making you do more. We're making you contribute to what we're calling a Parkland Education Fund, and those dollars are being held aside to be used for additional school stations. So, when Ms. Freedman puts on the second page and she talks about no other school board member is going to want to see dollars go from their facility by using it here, these are not dollars being taken away from anybody else. These are extras that the city of Parkland is here to assist. Now, we can't build school stations because we're being told by school board staff that we're under-enrolled. But we stand ready, willing, and able to drop modulars in. We've met with school board staff. They'll take them, 6 modulars throughout the elementary schools. The numbers are also wrong because the number of available seats in the 2 combined elementary schools are 228, but there's also 150 choice out-of-boundary reassignments. Those students will age out of the schools. Abby's front-loaded all of these numbers to make the numbers and COs come in the earlier years, when the COs are going to come in the later years. If you look at Mira-Lago and Watercrest, which he has in 14 and 15, 355 and 425, We have fact, at most, it's going to be 525, not 880. So we're coming in and trending well under the numbers that we've provided the school board. They know that. We're giving them updated numbers as those numbers come in. Last thing, student generation numbers. If you look at Heron Bay, the entire Heron Bay, forget about the Coral Springs side, the Parkland side, the entire Heron Bay, the generation numbers of students that came out of those communities were virtually identical to school board staff generation numbers. That community, Heron Bay, has taken 15 years and it's still not built out. There's nothing left in Heron Bay besides Osprey. The Somerset and other communities, everything there is already CO'd besides 28 homes that are not done there. Parkland Golf and Country Club has been around for 8 years. Let's take a couple years out because of the real estate meltdown that we had a few years ago. In 8 years, there's only been 500 homes sold in Parkland Golf and Country Club. The numbers are trending well lower than what you're seeing and what the school board is seeing. That's why they've been right with all their staff demographic numbers. Our numbers that we've provided from Parkland to staff always overestimate. They come back, they show us in compliance. We have enough room in the middle school, we have enough room in the high school. School board staff is telling us sometime in the future we will start to need additional classrooms for the elementary school. Like I said, we'll take the land back and pay them impact fees. Let them use the impact fees somewhere. They have those impact fees. Constitutionally, that must be used in Area 1. We're in Area 1. So we'd like to see that money used. If it's not going to be, the city, through these EAB dollars, stands ready and willing and able to drop 6 permanent modulars to add capacity. School board staff told us they're not sure which school they want them at. They'd like some options to do it. We're here. We're ready to go. But the proposals set forth are so divisive to the community. We've always worked together as a community. This is not Parkland's first time in the boundary process. We've been in the boundary process many times before. We work together as a community and we try and get things done. We do not pit neighbor against neighbor. Because, to close, I'll tell you, working together, we have been successful in Parkland. We have added elementary schools, Park Trails, Heron Heights. The land is there. We're ready to do our part. Until it's there, we're ready to assist and serve as a bridge for the school board, and we're here to assist the school board. I think that the proposals set forth are extremely short-sighted. If there is a child that's moved that distance, then you're never going to see additional school stations built out here. You're never going to see that take place. That's the wrong way to go. The right way to go is to work with the community. We will easily come together on one of staff's S1 through S4 proposals. There is no problem with us as a community figuring that out. Gasoline on this fire is not the right way to go through the boundary process.
I think that just for the future presenters, just so that everybody knows, the people that are giving the feedback, I won't call you out, but when I step close to you as I did